Shocking no one here at Watch It Played. Our viewers have been playing games. But which games have they been playing? Well, that's a different story. From classics to favourites to some weird and wonderful surprises, all will be revealed in this month's People's Choice Selections. Also, yes, I'm in a hotel room in South Korea right now. Did I buy any games? Yes, thanks for asking. I bought the Pokemon version of Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And I bought this game called Mammy or something. I took a chance on it. It's about farming and it looked cute. First, right off the top shelf, is Moonshine, brand new game from Black. In this dice-based engine building game, speakeasy owners attempt to exploit the dice results obtained by the active player for their own purposes or to enhance the appeal of their personal illegal establishment. Attracting valuable customers and satisfying their customers unlocks their permanent bonuses such as prestige points, more resource icons, and crucially, more dice to help get your speakeasy the talk of the town. Just don't tell the police. It's Eliza D that's been patronising Moonshine, saying, once the engine gets going, the race here heats up. Jazz, liquor, and points, that's what I'm all about. I played Moonshine a few times on Board Game Arena. The artwork is just stunning, and it takes a little time for the engine to get going, but once you do, and you're kind of like using some dice to unlock a new person, and you can use these moon tokens to unlock different special abilities as you go through, so there's always a good option. I really enjoy playing this one.
Hey, there are more games coming right up, including the game that helped make this episode possible, Warleague. Prepare your body and soul for a revolutionary tactical board game that combines the strategic depth of wargaming with the immersive interactivity of dungeon crawlers. Developed for a unique gaming experience, Warleague fuses detailed customization with dynamic game mechanisms tailored for enthusiasts of deep strategic planning and interactive storytelling. The game's immersive story mode reveals opportunities for players to meticulously craft their heroes, who can then take advantage of the innovative anger system, which affects how heroes unlock and use special abilities. Embark on a light-hearted, humor-infused adventure that draws its inspiration from animated series of the 90s and speed metal. Oh, two great tastes that taste great together. Warleague becomes available on August 5th, so follow the link in this video's description to secure your copy and reserve your exclusive miniature. Oh, and now, back to the Matthew.
We all know that I'm the biggest board game big shot in town, alright? Or at least in this room. But I'm never going to be as big a big shot as the game Big Shot and the new edition from Plate. Big Shot is a classic and, I'll say, fantastic auction game. I love this game, so that's my bias is shining. It's great. Each turn, a set of coloured cubes is put up for auction. Whoever wins the bid places those cubes onto the districts of the game board. And once an area has 7 cubes in it, that area is locked, and the majority cube holder becomes the owner. But, and this is the devious part, ties for majority are disregarded. So every auction is a battle to try to make others tied so you can sneak in and win an area with just 1 cube. Vince T has been playing Big Shot, saying, this game is mean, but in the best way possible. I love Big Shot. It's a game I've always tried to get people to play. It's one I don't talk about enough. I have an older Korean version as well, but it's not the brand new version from Plate, and that one looks so lovely. But it is mean, it's brutal. You're trying to make it so that, you need 7 cubes to win an area. So if you can get 3 blue cubes and 3 yellow cubes, push those into an area and waste all those other players' cubes, because you get to, when you win a bid, you get to place all the cubes wherever you want, and you go and sneak in with 1 red cube and you win. It's great. And there's some areas that double points for other areas, but sometimes you only win the area that doubles the points, so you don't win any actual point. Brilliant. Big Shot is fantastic. I highly recommend it. It would be a Wookiee mistake to not mention our next viewer pick, Carcassonne Star Wars. The game voted least likely to get a Star Wars edition did in fact get one in 2015. This spin on the Carcassonne format keeps the core tile laying wondrousness, but adds in its own flair and some rules tweaks, and of course the Star Wars makeover. Roads have been replaced with trading routes, cities replaced with asteroid fields, and cloisters have been replaced by planets, but unlike the original Carcassonne, there's dice to be rolled and faction symbols to collect to boost your power when trying to take over a planet from another player or an asteroid field when they're merged. Frost GT's been mandacloring to play this. I enjoyed the puns on this. Has been mandacloring to play this one, saying, I love tile laying Carcassonne, but when you arm your people with lightsabers and blasters in a galaxy far, far away, oh boy, I think even the Empire might think twice about taking over your planets. I'm a big fan of Carcassonne and pretty much every Carcassonne that's out there. I love trying all the different ones. I always think there's something fun and interesting. I love the castle, the city. Those are two brilliant Carcassonnes, but they'd have those rethins, the Safari one, the Wild West one. I've never played the Carcassonne Star Wars one, but I absolutely would. They should do a Star Trek one. Just saying that. But there is dice rolling in here, so it takes a strategy game. There is luck in Carcassonne as well with the dice draw, but it adds in some dice rolling. So you never know what's going to happen. Maybe this is a great one to play with the Carcassonne expert, because they might get unlucky as well. Growing strong now is Le Fleur, released earlier this year by Ducksomnium Games. Le Fleur is all about grandeur, love, and flowers. You'd think French Rococo garden enthusiasts would get along, but you'd be wrong, they don't. They want to build their chateaus, host their garden parties, and of course, gain prestige to hold the greatest of gardening gatherings of all time, the Grand Soiree. And they want to be the only one to do it. By sending artists to different parts of Paris to acquire floral beauties, hire additional helpers, earn coins, commission new garden features for your chateau, along with many other Parisianal activities, the hope is to be quick and time things just right to have the best garden at the right time, so your visitors will be enticed to attend your garden party and not your neighbours. Stephen R. has been growing fond of Le Fleur, saying, first of all, Le Fleur is a stunningly beautiful game with a mix of simple choices and smart strategy, long-term planning. It felt relaxing yet competitive. Every turn matters, and I definitely want to play it again and again. I don't know why, when I look at the box cover of this, I've always assumed Le Fleur was a tile placement game. It isn't. It sure isn't. It's a mean gardening game, replacing all these workers out in different parts of Paris to kind of boost your grounds to be the best at the right time, so that when different parties are held, the patrons and the people of importance in Paris come to you and not anyone else. I would love to give one a go. The artwork looks like they use a lot of classic art pieces in it, and yeah, I would definitely like to play this one. Brightening our day now is Lumen by Lumberjack Studios. In Lumen, two peoples clash in the lost world where the seasons coexist in harmony, but the inhabitants, well, they don't. They don't at all. This is a territorial duel driven by a roll and write mechanism, as players try to spice up their choices and recruit mercenaries by developing their skills of their factions. Each round, the player chooses to combine the result of 2 dice in order to recruit fighters and give orders to those that are already on the board. Each territory is worth lumens, which are points. You better believe lumens are points here, and you plan your rolling and writing right, and hopefully your clan will be able to wipe the other off the map. Lumens was illuminated this month by Sarah O, who told us this takes the thinky puzzle of Trek 12 and adds a battleground. You wouldn't think that would make sense, but it absolutely does. Yeah, this uses Trek 12. You know, that mountain climbing roll and write game? It uses that as the basis as the engine to drive a war game, essentially. You kind of you roll some dice and you can either add them up, take them away from each other, times them by each other, or the other one, there's 4, and then you write your number on this like grid of circles, and you want to make groups and runs of numbers to use powers, and then that allows you to put these mercenaries on the board, and all these different fighters essentially have different powers which you can activate to do an area control little mini war game. It reminds me of Knizia's Marabunta that came out a couple of years ago, which I absolutely loved. And I played Lumens a few times. It's on Board Game Arena as well, which is where I play a lot of games because I'm in Korea. But it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It's a good one. Chiming in next is Luthia, the brand new big box Euro game from distilled publisher Paverson Games. Luthia promises to transport us to the height of classical music in Western Europe, where the art of the instrument was upheld equally by skilled craftspeople, noble patrons, virtuoso performers, and famous composers. And because it's a board game, it does this by utilizing a new combination of hidden bidding and worker placement, allowing skilled craftsfolk the chance to master their art while hopefully courting patrons, improving their skills, unlocking special workers, and working towards powerful bonuses. Jonathan L. has been tinkering with Luthia, saying, "This game is beautifully produced with lots of decisions to make. It's a joy to play despite a healthy dose of analysis paralysis from the secret bidding and plentiful finger crossing that locations will be resolved in the order that you need them." Yeah, this Luthia looks like it's going to be one of the big box Euro games of the year. Distilled made waves when that was released a couple of years ago, and this is a follow-on to that. Another big, grand, thematic Euro game. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy this year. Now I'm dying to tell you about Mord im Orosa, first released in 2010 by Zoc Verlag, where there's been a murder. No one saw anything, but everyone heard something. There are clues from the hotel guests on all the floors, but which one of them will be discovered and which of them will remain hidden? Dun dun dun! Mord im Orosa is a game about dropping cubes into a tower and listening to which floors on this hotel that they landed on. And by guessing correctly where the different coloured cubes are, guests are able to put suspicion on the other players as well as take the heat off themselves. Mudge spent their night in Mord im Orosa saying, "This is a great overlook game that balances luck, skill, and strategy. Trying to figure out which floor clues land on is so exciting and frustrating at the same time. Man, this game looks silly fun. I want to play this. I think it'd be so good at a convention. Although maybe you can be able to hear, because you are dropping cubes into a tower and it's like looks like a ziggurat almost, because it's all these different levels. There's a hole that goes to the middle and you drop cubes or clues through it, and you've got to try to listen to which floor you think it landed on, because you want to find your own cubes, because that takes suspicion off you, because there's this board that tallies up the cubes essentially. But it's all about listening and guessing and hoping for the best and thinking, did that land on the 6th floor? Did I hear a tick 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 or a tick 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 tick? You don't know? Did you? Did it go all the way through the bottom? It's a silly gimmick of a game, but I think it really looks like it works, and it looks like a lot of fun. Giddy up, gamers! We are back off to the Cthulhu-ridden Old West with Shadows of Brimstone, City of the Ancients. Shadows of Brimstone, City of the Ancients is a fast-paced, fully cooperative dungeon crawl set in the Old West with a heavy dose of unspeakable horror, where lawmen, gunslingers, and saloon girls form an adventuring posse to go adventuring down into the dark mines, overrun with all manner of ancient demons and foul creatures from another world. This is an adventure full of tactics, lots of dice and card-driven exploration system, where players can even find portals to other worlds, stepping through to continue their adventures on the other side. And there's a campaign system that allows their posse to visit the local frontier towns between adventures, spending their hard-earned loot to gear up and get better artifacts and level up through an expansive class-specific upgrade tree of new skills and abilities. John D was in a posse in his former years and has been reliving that with Shadows Over Brimstone, saying, "This is a massive Old West / horror / sci-fi / portal jumping themed cave crawl adventure that we recently got back to the table. We've wrangled up players, created a hex crawl campaign, and it's brutally fun. A pile of D6s, a slab of map tiles, and a fistful of tokens. What more could a posse ask for? Giddy up." He wrote that like that, so that's why I said it like that. Although I did actually start this by saying giddy up myself. I'm not against it. I really want to play this. I, however, want to play someone else's copy, because I think the minis in this game come on sprues. I don't do crafting. That's for someone else to do. They can put them in it. Anyway, it looks fantastic fun. It really does. I like Old West, but Old West Cthulhu, that's so fun. And you go through this mine that you're kind of like going through, and you gotta try to scavenge for loot and grab stuff, and then hopefully not get destroyed by monsters, and use all your special abilities to attack things. And then you definitely want to open a portal. If you see a portal, all the Mac tokens are double-sided. Regular Cthulhu mine, otherworldly hellscape. Take me there. I bet there's better loot. I'm going to the portal. I'm going to lock the chevrons. Stargate engaged. Speak of the devil, it's Das Spiekerstadt. Now, another veritable oldie from Z-Man Games. Hamburg. Around the 1900s. The gates to the world. That's what we all call it. Good old Hamburg. Within the harbour, there stretches a unique complex of storehouses, Spiekerstadts, and a network of canals and bridges that house a terminal for spices, coffee, tea, and carpets from around the world. We all knew that about Hamburg, didn't we? The Spiekerstadt, which am I pronouncing it correctly? Who could say? It's an auction card game where Hamburgian wholesalers attempt to acquire shiploads for their storehouses. Not too expensive, of course, as they like to make a profit from selling them themselves. And here, it's whoever makes the best deals within a year and supplies their clients with the right goods will be the winner. But beware, because sudden fires cause heavy losses, and you might be advised to invest in fire protection early on. Stephen F. has been sailing these German waters, saying this is a very tight economy and great auctions with plenty of mean moments and one-of-a-kind cards that can drastically change the game. And I'm ready to play a game. Toodles. Well, toodles to you. I don't often say toodles, but when I do, you know I mean it. This is a Stefan Feld game I've never played, for which I feel like that needs to be resolved, because there aren't many. I mean, this looks fun to me. I like auctions. I like Hamburgian wholesalers. I think this is going to play better at more players, because you want the auction is kind of like a worker placement auction, and the more place you can put more workers on these different locations, which increases the price for the people who are first in the queue. So hopefully they'll decide not to buy stuff, so that by the time they're left, the price is cheaper. I'm not explaining this fantastically, but you want to go last. But if you go last, you have the less chance of getting what you need, if that makes sense. Tight and nerve-wracking by the sounds of it. And from quite a few classics this month, it's time for the newest and most ridiculous, in a good way, hotness, with Hot Streak. Hot Streak is a game for hard-luck gamblers who look to bet on and scream at racers who, in this case, happen to be mascots who may or may not keep running in the right direction. Mascots will be attempting to cross the finish line, and they do this by following what cards are played. Cards that gamblers have a bit of inside knowledge on first. So first you see some cards before making your bets, and then you can play it safe, or you can flip your bet over to the risky side, which may pay out more, but if you lose, you don't win anywhere near as much. It's risky. After betting, players add cards to the deck, and then the race begins with mascots swerving from lane to lane, going backwards, falling over, and some even actually crossing the finishing line. Bruce M took a risk on Hot Streak, saying, "This is such a hoot. I never thought the family would be around the table cheering for a hot dog, a queen, a fish, or bear mascots. It's the silliness that we need right now. I have to play this." I am so intrigued by this game. It's got such a toy factor, but I love silly racing games. It's from the same publishers who make Magical Athlete. Magical Athlete is my favorite ridiculous racing game of all time. So I just feel like this is a no-brainer for me. I'll be getting Hot Streak as soon as I can. I just love the silliness factor to it. I can't wait to give it a go. And that is a sampling of what our viewers have been playing this month. To join the discussion for next episode, follow the link in the description to our Patreon to find out how to pick games featured in the People's Choice, and to see the games on our own personal radars, go on to this month's On the Radar episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you over there. Bye.